looking at how to make soft terrain on site, and today we want to look at how to use the next tool, which is a street. So let's just go direct to our aim of today. Now, before you can make a street, we have to know what is it. Therefore, it's important to go back to the family managers just for information, even if you're not editing anything. So we go to street, and I have no family, so I have to load. And I think I have to go back to local disk C, program data. Well, if you're not able to access this folder here, then you have to change it at the control panel and hide all the hidden folders. Then you'll be able to see programs data. Then you go to Autodesk, and site designer is here, library, and I want to modify the street library. Let me take copy of streets which I started modifying. Say okay. Now, in that family, there are different types, and their names also dependent upon the parameters or the values of the parameters you entered here. So what does, for example, 1606 really contain as a type? Then you realize that it has got options from which you can really choose, like the gut information or curve, the slope projection, how much it will really cut, how much it will really fill, the boulevard width, the street depth, the projection increment, which I always leave at default. I can only change this because I'm aware of them. And then general parameters, which are mainly identification. And what is the lane width? If it has 2 lanes, let me just do 2 lanes. What is the width? Let me do 1500. No, that's too small. Let me do 2500. And then what is the cross slope? That versus that. Considering the line of symmetry of a street, what is the cross slope? I can say 1 degree and say okay. 16 to okay. And we can save. In most cases, when you try to save, you will be given an error that there is no sufficient access or permission to access that folder. The requirement in that case is that you create a copy and then you save it elsewhere. Then you should be able to save, because giving local disk C a priority or site designer priority to save in local disk C is actually difficult. Alright, so here we go. Street. Once you click that, you can select the types. I think we edited that with the curve. Say okay. Do you want it to be at a constant elevation or relative to the topo? I like relative to the topo. And then, do you want to create chains? Yes. Do you want to use an existing host line? Do you want to pick that, or you just want to draw your own? I want to draw my own. What is the radius of the turn? Now you must make sure that the radius of the turn is actually greater than the width of the road. So let me say 15,000. Now then you sketch it. Now you realize that it chamfers at a radius of 15,000. And then let's stop there and say cancel. Well, it's asking us that do we allow it to show the mass on the current view or in all views? Let's say all views. And take a little time. Patience, okay. Yeah. And behold, your street is being placed. Updating. It takes quite some time. If you have a faster computer, then to your advantage. So let's just close and have a look at a creation 3D. Well, you realize that it has tried as much as possible to maintain a constant elevation, and it has also done the grading by itself. So it's that interesting. So with this, you can actually change the material of that and maybe call it earth, site. Earth. Or you can just choose it from your material editor, call it asphalt. And that is it. This is the curb, which you can actually edit. Now if you go to edit family, you realize that it is a conceptual family. Well, the default 3D here is not workable, so it's appropriate that you either delete it because it doesn't help you so much, or you actually use this 3D here. And there is your family. You can add to it, you can subtract from it, you can actually do a detail here, or even add a drainage channel here. Like you can do a reference line or a reference point here and sketch on it. Always show. The reason why I'm choosing that is I want to keep seeing this reference plane here, so that I can do a model rectangle and set my work plane to be that, and then sketch it out. Sorry. Set my work plane, do a rectangle and set my work plane to be this, and maybe show the viewer so that I have the orthogonal view of that part. Then I can sketch out my rectangle, or simply sketch it out that way. Sorry. Well, it's getting nasty here. Let me just try that. And for the first time, just say okay to something funny, so that we simply see what it's like with this tool here. So we select that form, that sketch, and that line, and create form. Now you can extend the form, or if you select a continuous line, then it's supposed to select it all the way, and then maybe this can be you can add material to it so that it becomes a different form, like a drainage channel. Then you load it back into project, and trust me, that form will be somewhere there. If you cut a section, you see it there, and there it is down there. Well, if you're not so much satisfied with what you've created, then you can go back to the modify as usual. Modify street, then pick a line from which it was sketched. Say I want to change the elevation, it's too high, so you pick that, change the elevation maybe to 500, say okay, change that again to -8,000, say okay, cancel, apply, or even move it if you want, or even delete it. It creates the mass grades for you, and you have your road. While it's doing that, it's important to know that you can actually create more than one road, or even intersecting roads, but the complexity is such that at the point of intersection, the reference line or the reference sketch line should only be a straight line. Now if you intersect a road at such a curve, then REVIT site design won't accept it, and that's another disadvantage. Not as such, but it's realistic. Alright, so let's say we want another road to come in at this point, so you go back to street, and let's just say insert, I want to draw it, draw it from here to here, say cancel. Now it will tell us that an intersection was found. Do you want to create the intersection? Let me try and say yes. And then here it gives you the option of changing this chamfering radius. You can select this radius here, and one thing for sure is that the radius should not be less than or be more than the width of the road. So if I take it to 2000 and say apply, it has accepted that. If you take it below 1000, apply, you see the radius is invalid. It must be more than the street curb and gutter width. Sorry, it must be more than the street curb and gutter width. So let's just do the 2000, say apply. Then you select the next one if you want, that is, and give it 3000, say apply, and say finish. And then your patients come in, and at some point you may expect a warning or not. Well, if not, then everything's okay. Placing the mass. So it's actually a conceptual mass. It's also important to know that once you close your project and reopen it, masses are not always shown by default, so you have to go back to the massing environment and show your masses so that you can be able to see this mass. It's not an object as such, it's a conceptual mass. So let's close and see what our creation has done. You see, it's trying as much as possible to make the intersection as seamless as it should be in the reality. And I think that is a successful manner of tackling the reality of design in such a simple way. So what else? Before I exit from this tutorial, let me just show you the last feature, and the rest you can always play around with. The parking lot, the sidewalk, almost the same as the road. The retaining wall is just a retaining wall, and the feature line is actually editing the points along a line, so you can give them a constant elevation from -3000 to 0. And do you want to grade or do you want to just make the elevation range? You can either grade from that, and you specify the grade angles, and you can use a host line or draw yours. Like I like drawing my own that way, saying cancel, waiting for things to happen, and then the modification of the soft terrain will actually happen along that line. So when you orbit, you realize that your line has been used as a reference to rather kill the site, not really kill it, eat it up like it should be, like it's supposed to. And that's the end of our tutorial. Next time in our next tutorial we'll actually look at how to annotate. Once you have made all this stuff, then you need to present your information to either your engineers or your fellow designers and present the grading plan, or really make this buildable in reality, and therefore you need actual dimensions, and that will be our focus next time. Thanks for watching. God.